So hello again. Today's topic chosen by the students is one regarding clubs. Are clubs useful? To be specific, are extracurricular activities in Japanese universities useful? So if we look at university websites, you can find a lot of clubs available and the list just goes on. So we are presented with a lot of opportunities to join a club, one which you may have done from high school, or try something completely different. But before we talk about this question about the usefulness of joining a club, I think I want to ask this question first. Do you agree with this? While admissions at universities in Japan are brutally competitive, most students can get by without studying too hard once they get in. As long as students show up to class or complete assignments, they can usually pass. And so this leads to Japanese students being more interested in and devoting more effort to the extracurricular activities they are in. Now, pause the video and discuss this with your partners. Do you agree? Well, I personally don't agree with this, but I can understand where this opinion comes from. But being a new student at university, we have to understand how to meet people. Now, if we think about students still living home with their parents, in the UK, for example, where I'm from, in the 1980s and 1990s, only around 8% of UK students stayed with their parents. By 2018 to 2019, this actually increased by 21%, which reflects the tuition fees at university becoming more expensive. And then now at 43%, which also considers the fact that we had COVID, so it's much cheaper to stay at home. And also because of online classes, but that's 43%. In Japan, though, I suspect that it's a lot higher. If we look at the costs of living in Japan, you can see the food and rent and the commuting costs and so on. This all adds up. So it can be quite expensive for Japanese students to live independently. So they prefer to live at home with their parents where it's much cheaper. But knowing that, what are the benefits of joining a club? Well, first of all, students can build a network by joining clubs and activities at university. So you can start to make friends. If you want to be a successful person in the future, we need to get to know as many people as possible. And so definitely this is an advantage. Nowadays, people can't work alone. They need to work with the outside world. So because students don't have the advantage of sharing accommodation with other students, it would seem that joining a club can build networks. A second benefit is that it can be a lot of fun. It's entertaining to go to these clubs. It can be a way of releasing stress from studying. And as I said before, it's a great way to meet people and have a lot of fun with them. So for example, in musical club or music club or anything like that, you can enjoy the experience together. A third benefit is that you're helping or could help society. And so it's not self-serving. It's not just about you. You are thinking more about I can't pronounce it. You're thinking about other people, that's probably better, by donating your time and money to them, by, for example, raising money for charity. Benefit 4, it helps to build your career in the future. It improves your soft skills and things that are not taught in class. So for example, if you're a medical student, you can learn about photography, which is completely unrelated to your course. And so, as I said, there are benefits in joining a club. When you're looking for a job, you need to have more on your CV, your resume, than just an academic achievement. So it makes sense to make the most of the opportunities by pursuing extracurricular activities. So all employers are looking for those who have a range of skills, personal qualities and experience, which will help them to be productive in the workplace. building long-lasting friendships and connections, meeting students from different backgrounds and gaining transferable skills such as communication, teamwork, organization, problem solving, and time management will only be showing the strengths because you joined those club activities. However, and there is a however, there are problems as well. One disadvantage is that you lose focus on your vision because you're prioritizing too much on your club. When students spend most of their time with the club, they will not have enough time to do their assignments or to review their lessons. And they cannot focus on only one task, so they can't perform well because they're doing too much at once. So this could affect receiving a good credit or even passing their course. A second disadvantage is that it could be wasting money, especially when students don't have much because the expenses of education itself, such as transportation, food, and other contributions to the club itself. A third problem is that you may not have enough time to be with friends and family because you're spending too much time with your club. Students usually study from Monday to Saturday, so they have only a day to stay with their family. So if they join a club activity on the weekend, they may not have enough time to be with their family. Furthermore, it's not just about extracurricular activities. There are other activities you can do instead. So volunteering is another one. So giving your time to help a good cause for free. You're developing, again, your skills and connecting with potential employers. It increases your knowledge of a particular type of work and help you decide what you want to do and give you a real life experience of the hard to enter sectors, such as conservation. And it gives you the opportunity to boost your resume, your CV, with this real work life experience. You will gain valuable experience such as decision making, building confidence, and exploring different areas of work. So volunteering could be another purposeful alternative. You could also find part-time work. This will also be another activity that would, first of all, earn money, okay, while trying out different industries. So you're gaining insight into different roles in society as regards work. And it's also a great opportunity to make friends outside university. A part-time job gives you the work experience that is sought after by employers and provides excellent examples for you to use in future interviews. For example, the number skills, including responsibility, time management, and your ability to work in a team. And you need to make sure that your academic work doesn't suffer, however. And so it's recommended you don't work more than 20 hours a week. But you can see there are alternatives to extracurricular activities. But let's just review once more. The benefits of extracurricular activities, well, it gives the chance to explore their interests. So as institutions offer a diverse range of activities for students to choose from, they will be able to go for one that follows them to learn more about their interest. These activities can also mold them to excel on those interests. A second benefit is it helps teach students the importance of being responsible. Because extracurricular activities are performed together with their studies, students will be encouraged to find the time to properly schedule things to be able to learn their subjects effectively and then enjoy the activities that they want to do, thus teaching responsibility. The process would include self-discipline, focus, and time management. And a third reason is to increase their chance to be accepted in a particular university, in fact. As most universities now require extracurricular activities, these programs are, of course, a primary factor to consider to be accepted in these institutions. This means that students would be better to start engaging in these activities early on to get into college. Now, the drawbacks, and there are drawbacks as well, as we mentioned. First, it adds pressure onto the students. For some students, it would be difficult to deal with the multiple activities in one day, which would cause them to concentrate only one and fail on others. Aside from this, it will add more pressure that students have to endure when attending school. If they cannot manage it properly, their learning will certainly be affected in a negative way. A second concern is that it takes away the time students spend with their families. Critics say that extracurricular activities have decreased closeness with their family considering that students have to spend more time on their studies and interests instead of with their families. And a final concern is that you're putting learning at risk due to tiredness. If a student has to deal with more activities, they would normally get tired, which makes them less motivated to study. So they're the drawbacks. So I want you now to consider the two sides and go to either the pros on one side or the cons on the other to decide what you think. Thank you very much.